Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, home of the #1 independent wrestling coverage, available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blog Talk Radio, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net and join the revolution now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elite Podcast Network. And this is Wrestling Heads Radio. I am Skits, and I am joined with Tom. And we have a family member here on the Elite Podcast Network joining us because somebody couldn't come on the show today, and he rarely misses shows, so I'm going to give him a break on this one. But Oscar's not here today, but joining us today we have our boy Matt. What is going on?
Hashtag Mexican Matthew for today, because, you know, I'm totally
wow.
Man.
Before we start the show, I have one thing to say. It's a new day. And I'm pretty pumped over here. Because it's a damn new day. It's a new day for the WWE. And people better not be sour about it, because that's something that we're going to talk about a little later on.
Don't you dare be sour!
And clap for yo.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go that far with it. But yeah, new day. Seriously, tonight, just on an absolute roll.
Oh, man. Who thought that they would actually be standing tall at the end? That's what I'm shocked about. I mean, you know, usually, you know, we're in Boston, Massachusetts, John Cena's hometown. People would think John Cena is going to be, you know, standing tall at the end. But I'm pretty sure he'll be standing tall in that dark match. But, man, I know there's going to be a lot of negativity here in today's show because Raw was like whatever. But it's some things I want to talk about besides on how Raw was. I want to talk about some of the build-ups. Hell in a Cell, since we're on the count.
Of positivity, okay? It's a magical thing.
Hey, I'm definitely trying to be positive today on the show. I'm not trying to rant nobody, but I might, you know, the shit we might shit
We're
on
not trying
like
to rant about people losing seats at Battle of Los Angeles or anything. Nah.
Wow, and it begins. For those that don't know what Matt's talking about, you want to tell them the story? Matt?
I guess not.
Yo.
Did you want to tell the story on what you're talking about? Because folks don't know about people losing seats. Who lost seats for you?
Oh, you know, just some other co-host that's not on the show tonight.
Wow.
But it's the power of positivity, the POP holding it down. Let's not dwell on things like that.
Wow. And the Shoot Fest starts. So basically we start off Raw with the man, the beast himself, Brock Lesnar, and the best manager in professional wrestling today, Paul Heyman. Basically, they come out to, like, you know, basically build on the feud with him and Taker, you know, because it's the road, you know, to hell or whatnot with Brock Lesnar. For those that watched the Madison Square Garden special, he basically beat Big Show. In the middle of that promo, when Paul Heyman was basically saying how Taker really hasn't beat Lesnar this whole year, he basically needed help at SummerSlam by doing the low blow or whatnot. And plus, Lesnar did not tap out. And So in the middle of that promo, you have Big Show coming out, basically mentioning the Madison Square Garden match or whatnot, and it looked like Big Show wanted to shake Lesnar's hand and say you were the better man or whatnot. But Brock Lesnar, being Brock Lesnar, leaves the ring, and that's when Big Show says, "I hope Taker beats you" or whatnot, and Lesnar comes back in and belly to belly suplex and F5 and. There's no more Big Show because Big Show was actually scheduled to tag up with Seth Rollins to go against the Dudley Boys, so that did not happen. And before we move on, I'm pretty sure Matt saw what happened with Big Show getting destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Easy. Your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to find a way to keep Brock relevant and build him towards the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view without Taker being there. Big Show being the ragdoll for Brock Lesnar once again, and 2 years from now we're going to see Big Show being built up to be a legitimate force once again. Oh man, I hate this Big Show shit. That's the one thing that pisses me off out of this. But like we said, power of positivity. Let's continue.
Fuck Big Show. No positive over here.
It was such a fucking waste to have Brock Lesnar, first of all, face Big Show at the Madison Square Garden show. It blows my mind. It blows my mind how WWE thinks that we're incompetent fools that can't remember something. Why? We've seen Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of Big Show at the Royal Rumble 2014. So what makes WWE think that just because they build Big Show up for a couple weeks, that's competition for Brock Lesnar? That is the most ass-backwards logic. I mean, it's WWE, so I shouldn't be surprised. But
yet we have somebody like as talented as Cesaro sitting on Superstars doing fucking nothing but having matches
which I really want to get it. Which that's one thing I want to get into later. I figured out this whole Cesaro situation. It's kind of we can actually skip to that Cesaro talk. We can go to it. Because from what I read, he's in the doghouse. I don't know what happened, but something happened in there backstage where he's in the doghouse at the moment.
Good.
It seems like he has the Ziggler issue, like Ziggler had for the couple of years. Well, kind of still has because he's really done absolutely nothing. But he's had that problem that Ziggler's had where he's over, but WWE just does not seem to want to push him for some fucking reason, and it's pissing me off.
That's why, for those go ahead.
I was going to say, I said this, I'm pretty sure, on Thursday. I hope Cesaro just loses his shit one day and starts shooting on everybody. I'm talking middle of a match. Just starts beating the shit out of whoever, cuts a fucking promo, and just leaves the company, goes to New Japan, wins the IWGP heavyweight title like AJ Styles did, and becomes a legitimate star. Because that's what he deserves. And that's what AJ Styles did. AJ Styles knew that he wasn't appreciated for the talent that he was, and he said, fuck you, TNA, I'm going to go show the world that I'm the best damn wrestler in the world. And he did it. And now AJ Styles, you could claim, is the best wrestler in the world today. And everybody knows it. Cesaro should do the same exact thing if WWE is not serious about giving him a legitimate push. And he's going to make great money. Like I said, it would bring in so much money for New Japan, and Cesaro would get good money. He could charge whatever he wants for an indie booking. We'd see him back wherever he wants, and it would be great. So that's what I think he should do. But,
I have no idea. From what I read here on the dirt sheet, Brian Alvarez, he didn't offer the explanation on what happened with the situation backstage. Whatever it is, hopefully it links soon and we can figure out what's the deal. Because last time we saw Cesaro really get pushed is when him and Kevin Owens had that match at SummerSlam, and right after that, he just got pushed in the face by Big Show, and he's been on Superstars and main event since. He was mentioned on the WWE Raw pre-show about coming out to accept the John Cena Open Challenge. So I don't know. It's a possibility. Maybe we'll see him soon. I don't know, but let's hope we see him soon. But let's move on from. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Oh no, I just said ridiculous. It's ridiculous that Kane is getting two characters on Raw, and Cesaro can't even get fucking 10 minutes on the show. Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I definitely feel where you're coming from. I mean, but I wish we had more info on the whole situation in the backstage. On what happened.
It bugs me, man. Like the dude's so talented. The dude's having fucking people go out of their way to make signs for him. Cesaro section signs, like the big one on fucking SmackDown, which he went out of his way to point out. It blows my mind. He looks so frustrated when he's coming out for his matches too. You can just see the visuals on his face. It's very disheartening, man.
And like it's I like how it's the whole logic of if you get over with the fans, you can get over. You'll be over. You'll get a push. That's such WWE, publicity bullshit. Because we've seen, like Triple H say that when he's been talking about like NXT and all that. If you can get over with them, you'll get over with everybody. You'll be recognized for your talent. That's complete bullshit because Cesaro's been over for more than a year now, and what are they doing with him? Absolutely nothing. Like, is that just because he probably doesn't kiss up to the right people and doesn't take bullshit? He doesn't get a decent push, but
it's really weird because like Dean Ambrose is supposedly going to get the Cena push when he leaves. I know you guys have probably covered that. I haven't been on the show for a few weeks, and I apologize for that, but. Yeah, the whole Cena thing really boggles my mind because you could put Cesaro.
That's something I didn't know. The whole Dean Ambrose situation that you just mentioned. I don't think we never talked about that.
Oh, that just got released today. I was talking about like Cena taking a break, but apparently Ambrose is getting the push. But why put him in the spot where he's in a pretty decent spot right now? Why not give Cesaro some fucking TV time?
Yeah. Well, let's hope something happens soon. At least by the end of the year. Real quick, I just want to move on to this Raw talk. Roman Reigns tagged up with Dean Ambrose, speaking of Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton. They went against the Wyatt family, which I thought was a decent six-man tag. It's fast-paced, and in the matchup. And I know a lot of folks are like, I'm sick of Roman Reigns and this Bray Wyatt thing, but one thing that I like, and a lot of fans always complain about, that the WWE does not do long-term booking, and this is a long-term booking thing that they have done with these two. And not to mention, another thing I liked in this match, all 6 men except for one person all came from NXT. All these guys are basically were down there with FCW/NXT, and now they're on the main roster doing big things, which I like, and I really think Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt are going to kill it at their Hell in a Cell matchup. I don't know, for some reason I'm starting to enjoy their feud, even though we know it all started over Bray Wyatt supposedly, on basically talking about Roman Reigns' daughter, which is not really mentioned no more. But I'm starting to enjoy this. That's just me. Looking forward to.
The only thing I don't enjoy about this whole thing is how degraded Luke Harper looks in this whole thing. He's kind of become the new Eric Rowan, where they're pushing Braun Strowman completely and not really paying attention to Harper anymore. Like, he's taking the falls for the family. He's taking all the bumps and all the stupid shit for the family while Wyatt and Strowman get away, or whatever the case may be. I really don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy seeing Brody Lee being used in that kind of a way. I know that's kind of a markish thing for me to do, referring to him by his independent name, but I think he deserves a lot better.
I think Luke Harper is in a position now where WWE knows that he's like the workhorse, in the sense that he can go out there and take, most of the punishment. He can get in there with just about anybody and, put on a good performance. And because, he's out there week after week, putting on solid performances, taking big bumps. He'll cut a promo once in a while, but he's really kind of, the big backup for Bray Wyatt. And, with a guy like Bray Wyatt, he's not taking as much as the punishment, like you said, Harper's taking a lot of the falls and the bumps. I think right now is an okay position for Luke Harper because, like I said, he's out there week after week. He's not getting a big push, but I think people really do see him as a viable competitor and a threat. He's not really treated like a joke by the commentators. He's seen as somebody who is a little bit intimidating. Obviously, they're building up Braun Strowman a little bit more, but they see Luke Harper basically on the same level as Bray Wyatt is. So I think it's like I said, it's an okay position. Could it be used in a better fashion? Of course, but for what it's going right now, I think it's perfectly viable.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Tom. I mean, Luke Harper, he's already basically established on the roster. They gotta basically. I mean, they basically are making the new Wyatt family member, look very strong. You don't want him to look weak when he just, debuted like a couple weeks ago. So Harper's fine, I mean, you don't have to look at him, like, oh, he's losing, he's taking a fall, he's doing this. I mean, at the end of the day, people are gonna love him, and he's doing his job, making the other guys look good. You got to make Roman Reigns look good too. As much as people gave Roman Reigns shit, I think Roman Reigns has been improving a lot lately. So,
what is this? Art of Wrestling podcast with CM Punk?
What?
He says we got to make Roman Reigns look good.
Roman Reigns has been doing great. I think he's been doing that good lately. That's just my opinion. He's been
went way over your head.
I don't think he got the joke.
I really wasn't paying attention.
I said, what is this, the art of wrestling with Punk? Because, Punk said Roman Reigns looking strong, and you said Roman Reigns got to look good. Yeah, never mind.
Make Roman look strong.
I definitely know what the art of wrestling is. He's talking about Coco Cabana, CM Punk. So.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of, live Art of Wrestling podcast for the first time in Canada at Alpha One on November 15th. Cheap plug.
So was that your way of bringing up the art of wrestling? So you can throw the cheap plug out?
That wasn't on it at all, but I went with it after I thought about it.
Got to make Colt Cabana look strong.
Hell yeah. Boom, boom.
But, this whole Ambrose and Reigns versus the Wyatt family thing, I said it last week. It's okay. Like, it's not great, but it's not, terrible. It's just kind of, there for me. It's just kind of like a feud that's there. It could be better executed. But
well, the thing is, they're going to end the feud at the Hell in a Cell with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. I want to get you guys' thoughts on that match. Do you think it's going to be good? Because I honestly think that these guys are going to tear it up.
Hopefully there's not a exploding TV in this one.
I was literally just about to say Bray Wyatt does not have a good track record when it comes to Hell in a Cell matches. So.
Yeah, so hopefully this one doesn't involve an exploding TV like we saw with, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. But first of all, any Hell in a Cell matches are going to be limited. First of all, you have Brock and Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match on the card. So what Roman and Bray are going to do are going to be limited because they can't go all out because it's going to overshadow what Taker and Brock are going to do. Taker and Brock are going to beat the shit out of each other, so Bray and Roman are going to be limited in what they can do. It'll probably be a good match, but like I said, they're going to be very limited on what they can do. I
don't know. I think they're going to... They personally hate each other. It wouldn't make no sense for them to be limited. This is a feud. These guys hate each other already. Having them just be limited is be retarded.
Yeah, but you can't have them go all out because, like I said, you have Taker and Brock is going to close the show. So
Yeah, of course.
they're gonna go all out. We're probably gonna see somebody get busted open. They're gonna go all out. So they don't want to have, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns go out there and also, beat the shit out of each other and, bloody each other up because it's going to overshadow the main event. And WWE does it like that. They don't want anything to overshadow the biggest match on the card, which is understandable, I guess. But it goes back to this whole gimmick pay-per-view thing. I absolutely hate gimmick pay-per-views. I hate Hell in a Cell. I hate TLC. What are some of the other ones? Extreme Rules, maybe you can get away with that, but all these gimmick pay-per-views have got to go. I think Hell in a Cell needs to go because you're calling this pay-per-view after
I think
one
TLC
match.
is the best one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it's like, first of all, after last year when they included tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs, that was absolutely
I
fucking awful.
really think that was like a 1 year thing.
That was so fucking terrible. Holy shit! It's just you can't. The purpose of a gimmick match is that it's supposed to be an important match and it's supposed to be something that's big. But then on one card you're having a tables match and a ladders match and a stupid chairs match, and on Hell in a Cell you're having not one but two Hell in a Cell matches. It takes away the importance. Hell in a Cell. The overall match importance has gone way downhill in the past, I'd say, 10-plus years. Back in the day when it was Mick Foley versus Triple H in a Hell in a Cell match, you knew that was going to be a big match. You knew that was an important match and it was going to be violent and it was going to be something,
I have a question for you, both. Speaking of Hell in a Cell, what's your favorite Hell in a Cell match?
I'm always partial to the first one. Undertaker HBK. I thought that was a great matchup.
Same here.
You had everything a Hell in a Cell match it had the blood, it had the big spot. The debut of Kane was absolutely incredible. The overall match I thought was such a good match. It's tough because in 1997 there was a couple of really good matches, Austin and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. That probably is my favorite match of 97, but it was really close, but that's my favorite Hell in a Cell match. And then Mick Foley versus Triple H is a close second for my favorite ones.
I would have to say Shawn Michaels for sure, and Taker, and I would say Taker and Mankind would be the second one for sure. All the other ones are like wherever to me. That's just me.
I may be a little biased just because I'm a big fan of Edge, but I really was a big fan of the Edge Undertaker match that they had at I think it was SummerSlam 2008, if I'm not mistaken. It was a really good match in my opinion. I agree with you guys though. The Shawn Michaels Taker original was probably one of these standout Hell in a Cell matches. Triple H and Cactus Jack was good. I think Jericho and Triple H had a Hell in a Cell match as well, which was all right. That's the ones that stand out to me, to be honest. Yeah, and like I said, there have been so many bad ones. Like I really, really hated the Kevin Nash Triple H one from 2003. I think it was a Bad Blood.
That happened?
Yeah, Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
Triple
Bad
H.
Blood.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Like I don't want to remember.
Like that was so awful.
Oh my God.
And what other? I mean, like I said, ever since they incorporated the Hell in a Cell history, it's just like the match.
How could I have not brought up the 6-man Armageddon Hell in a Cell?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! I
can't forget about that one. That was classic. Let's not forget when was it Rikishi that fell from the top and landed on the fucking
that nasty bum through the on that truck. Hell yeah.
Yo, you guys are making me want to go look at some old Hell in a Cell matches on the WWE Network after. Like,
what do you mean, that network that's only $9.99?
And
that network.
Don't forget,
the network that is actually also showing WWE 24 NXT Brooklyn, New York right now.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it is free for the first month for new subscribers. Send us some money, WWE. We're plugging your stuff. Come on.
Man, I think they are stepping up a little bit. But I know we are on the Hell in a Cell subject. And I know we said we weren't going to rant, but Matt, you were right, bro. Neville is a jobber.
What?
Neville is a jobber. Did you see what happened to Neville? Neville,
100% jobber, man. He went
did you see what happened
coming
tonight?
onto the main roster, having those couple matches with Cena, and having a couple mainstay matches, and then he went on to Superstars and just became that doesn't get an entrance.
You saw what happened on it, right?
Oh, actually, he got an entrance tonight, so my apologies for that. But yes, I saw what happened tonight.
8 seconds loses to Sheamus because of Barrett getting involved. I'm like, wow, really? Like, why was that match even written? I mean, nobody gives a damn about Barrett right now. Nobody cares about Neville right now. Neville and Stardust will probably have another match next week. We're going to start on a SmackDown. I mean, come on, man. I'm sick of it.
And that's another thing. Barrett, the King of the Ring thing, they just absolutely killed that win. Like, honestly, I have never seen a King of the Ring that has been such, that's been booked such a travesty in a way that Barrett is, man. It's been pretty fucking bad.
I'm just upset what they're doing with Neville because he's a former NXT champ, you know. And I believe I don't know who here on the show actually watched the NXT the All-Star panel.
Oh, that was a badass panel.
And when Triple H mentioned when they told Neville that he's going to main roster, Neville didn't want to leave.
I don't blame him.
That doesn't surprise me.
And
it's just,
same thing for Kevin too, but Kevin's having more success than Neville.
Honestly, there's so much wasted potential between those two guys, Neville and Barrett, man. Barrett should have been world champion fucking years ago. Neville should be at least a mid-card champion by now. I don't know what to say, man.
And look at a guy like Finn Balor right now because he wants to stay in NXT. And I don't blame him. Look how they've treated the NXT guys.
I think Baylor will be fine on the main roster. That's the difference between. I mean, certain guys from NXT will be fine on the main roster, and certain guys won't make it. I already thought Neville was going to be that dude. Honestly, I think if they have Neville go to the main roster, what they need is a maybe like a light cruiserweight title or something like that. Then make his own division or something. I always thought that for Tyson Kidd. When Tyson Kidd wasn't being used well, I always thought they should make a title like that for Tyson Kidd, but then Tyson Kidd, he found Cesaro, and you know what happened to them. They became tag team champs. But I don't know. Real quick, guys, we have a caller. Let's take a quick call. 540, you were on Wrestling Heads Radio. Who's calling?
What's happening, guys?
What's up? Who's calling?
How we all doing tonight?
Are we going good? Who's calling?
John from Front Royal.
What's going on? How you doing, man? What you want to talk about?
I'm doing great. Just a bullshit finish to Monday Night Raw. Excuse my language there, but Raw was embarrassing. To have the New Day standing tall, I mean, please.
New Day are the shit. Hold on, bro. This is a New Day type of radio show here. We love the New Day out here. So I don't know if it was bullshit for us.
We need a goddamn New Day Rock fucking soundbite. I've been slacking.
We're New Day fans over here.
Okay. But I won't hold it against you guys. I won't hold it against you. I will say, however, Rusev and Summer Rae, boy, did that thing make me want to puke.
I think it's sad, to be honest with you.
You don't like New Day? You're booty.
I said this from day fucking one. This storyline is shit. This storyline sucks. No one gives a shit about it. Fuck it.
I don't give.
Bruce?
Hey, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I don't give a shit about it either. Nobody cares about
Ruru and Summer Rae have become the bathroom break.
Yeah,
they have became.
I can't believe you just called him that. I cannot believe that you.
It was all for laughs.
Don't talk
it was
about
all for laughs.
like that, okay?
It was all for laughs. But to be honest with you, dude, like That's became the bathroom break. And, like, if I feel like the girls, you can actually watch them now.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
It's
because,
the same.
We were
It's the
talking about
same.
NXT guys. We were talking about
I'm
NXT
sorry.
guys on the main roster. Look what they
Am I
did to
still
Rusev.
on?
You're on, dude.
Yeah, but can I just say something real quick? I know I don't mean to interrupt anybody, but
No, go ahead.
they just keep coming up with the same old, different storylines, same old bull crap. I mean, you gotta write some stuff as well, too. You don't need to see the same shit over and over and over again. You know?
Yeah, we feel you.
But, also, I want to talk about another thing I want to talk about, Kane and Seth Rollins for the belt. I mean, now that we know that Corporate Kane's job is on the line, does anybody see that Kane will win the title for a short period and then Sheamus cashes it in? Because hearing that right now, I just mentioned it.
#stop.
You know what? Let me say it, because I don't think he heard it. If you think Seth Rollins is going to lose, stop it.
Yeah.
If you think Kane's actually going to be the champion, stop it.
I mean, at this point with WWE, I would not put it past them to put the belt on Kane.
If Kane becomes champion, I will not watch WWE for a whole month. I'll try.
I mean, that's better for you. That's good for you, because then you don't have to deal with the frustration and the agony of watching.
I'm lying like a motherfucker because I gotta watch. I gotta watch
week.
it so I can talk about it here on the show.
That's hours per week you can put towards watching other good things like Progress Wrestling or Smash on Demand. You know.
I like you mentioning Progress.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I hope to talk to you all again next Monday, and I'll be talking more about Brock versus Undertaker as well, too. And also, guys, listen to us on the WCW US Raw Radio as well, 1-724-444-7444. We're on TalkShoe.com at least 3 till 5 o'clock. We have the WCW US Raw Radio.
All right, man. Are you guys on Twitter?
And I have one more thing to say as well.
Yeah.
Mega Powers Radio, you better beware, because this is not over.
What the fuck?
That's a show I don't like, the Mega Powers Radio. So I'm sorry I brought that up.
I have a question for you before you leave. Are you guys on Twitter?
No, we're not on Twitter, but we are on Facebook.
All right.
I wish me and Skits were on cue here, because I have one thing to say to you. Don't forget to bully.
You know what?
I won't forget bullying.
No. This is what he said. He said this.
All you have to do is bully!
Just bully. And call up next week, bro.
Oh, I will.
Peace.
Alrighty then.
I love that guy. I don't know what his name is, but he is the funniest dude. He just shoot it on another fucking show here on the Elite Podcast Network. Anything happens on this damn show.
Oh my God!
I'm just gonna sit here and just that's where I'm.
Who's the Mega Powers? Who's Mega Powers?
Is he shooting on Hogan? Come on, you can't say his name. Redact.
I'm looking for Mega Powers Radio right now as we speak.
Hopefully we're not called or something for bringing up Mega Powers.
I found him.
Oh my God! But like I was saying before, it was so funny because the caller brought up the whole Rusev Summer Rae thing. Like I said, from day one, I said it was shit. But talk about another guy from NXT that they brought up, had so much momentum. Like I said, this guy came out at WrestleMania on a fucking tank. Can we not forget that? He came out on a motherfucking tank. And look what
Rusev was that dude. Rusev was definitely that dude, and right now I feel like Rusev is like, as it's obvious he's not that guy right now, but I wouldn't even say he's a jobber. He's that guy he can destroy people and he can be a jobber, like whatever they want him to be. Like maybe one week they want to be a jobber, next week they want him to be this. That's what he is right now, in my eyes at least. And I definitely see Rusev going back to the Rusev that we know. I have a feeling that he might just destroy Summer Rae and and somehow there's been rumors that him and Lana might reunite.
And with the whole Summer Rae proposing storyline, anybody thinks that Rusev's the one that takes the belt back off of Cena?
If it happens, it happens. I ain't complaining. But I don't know if you guys heard. Like, there's been talks about Lana and Rusev reuniting.
I don't know. Like, even if she does, I couldn't care less. Who cares? Who gives a shit? No one's gonna care.
Let's move on. Let's talk about the Divas real quick, because I actually thought this was a good Divas match. I don't know if you guys both caught it, but Natalya and Paige put on one hell of a match. Probably the best Divas match in a while, on TV at least. Because I haven't seen a good Divas match on TV in a while. And Natalya and Paige definitely work well together. As we both know, they both have a background of, their families in the business. So, they came from, that type of background. And I thought they had a good match tonight. I can give them both props, and Paige has been doing well as the anti-diva. Looks like she's bringing that character back a little bit. She's not really giving a shit about nobody else. Even though she took the fall and Natalya got the win. Did you happen to catch that match, Matt or Tom?
I unfortunately missed it.
Matthew?
Yeah, as did I.
You bastards.
It's just like, but where is it going to go? Where is this whole Paige Natalya thing going to go? Paige is probably going to come out on top. Paige versus Charlotte for the title. Blah, blah, blah. Same old stuff. Nothing new.
Well, you must be behind because that's not happening. They're actually going to go Nikki Bella versus Charlotte's happening. It's already booked.
Well, obviously, after that happens, once Charlotte moves on from the Bellas, it's going to be Paige versus Charlotte for the title at probably Survivor Series or TLC, whatever. It's going to be the same thing. Nothing's going to change.
Why well, down on the girls? Let's give these girls some props. They're out there working their ass off right now.
I mean, I can give the girls props, but I just couldn't give a shit about them because the booking of the Divas for the past 6 months.
Real quick before we shit on the girls, somebody actually, a girl, I don't know who she is, but I read on our YouTube comments, some girls pissed off at some comments. It wasn't me, because I wasn't on the show that day. It was either you or Oscar said about one of the girls. We got to give the girls props. We got to talk nice about these girls because we got listeners out there.
Wait. What did the comments say?
It was about Charlotte.
Fuck Charlotte. Charlotte fucking sucks. She could go suck a dick for all I care. My God. Like I said, you heard it here. I don't care. Champion. Listen, people, if you think Charlotte is the end-all be-all for women's wrestlers, please stop watching wrestling. I want you to go watch Smash on Demand. I want you to go watch the AIW Archive, AAW on Demand, and then, or maybe watch the past Shine event. The past Shine event. Time
out, real quick. Before we put all these indie promotions over, we're not even talking about indies right now. We're talking about WWE. Why are we not focused on the WWE girls right now?
Because NXT is the only place where women are competent.
But this is what we're talking about.
Okay, but I'm not comparing apples and oranges. I'm comparing two different things. I'm complaining and arguing that the women's wrestling on the main roster sucks dick, and it does. It is horrible. It is garbage. It is insulting. You look at NXT; they're doing great stuff out there. Bailey and Sasha Banks are about to have a 30-minute Iron Man match this Wednesday. You will never ever see that on Raw or a WWE main pay-per-view. If people are complaining about what I said about Charlotte, I don't know what to say. I would like to think that I'm valid with my reasoning and my logic because there are other women out there, like I said, and then people complain. People say, oh, WWE women's wrestling is shit. Yes, we all know this. There's alternatives. There's women out there busting their ass. There's women like Lufisto who still go out there after a decade plus and bust her ass in the ring, and nobody says anything.
I get where you're coming from, but then there's folks out. A lot of people don't watch independent wrestling like we do, so you gotta.
Well, then they should. Then you know what? Don't bitch about what's going on.
And that's the problem, because you have 2.7 million people watching Raw for a week, but you can't get that many eyes on independent wrestling that's actually good.
It's because people don't like to go explore new options. So many people are conditioned to watch the same thing and then complain. And then when you suggest an alternative, they're like, oh, no, I'm not going to watch that indie wrestling, people wrestling in front of 20 people. No, it's because people still have this stigma about independent wrestling. And you know what? I like to think that a lot of people are branching out and watching independent wrestling more than ever. I don't know. I don't have the actual facts to back up those claims, but I like to think it. But there should be more. That's the point. And like I said, I can shit on the divas on the main roster right now all I want because, yes, listen, I respect what they do. They're very talented athletes. Because I'm not shitting on them. I'm shitting on the way that they're booked. I'm shitting on the storyline that they're in. I'm complaining about that no one has a reason to care about them anymore. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Charlotte is a piece of shit person. No. I'm just saying what's going on TV.
Definitely.
What video was that from?
I think it was the night the Bola Aftermath.
Bola Aftermath. All right, I'm gonna see the comment, but keep going.
Yeah. Since we're on the females topic real quick, let's just get it over with. Of course, tonight the Bellas they went against Team Bad, and Sasha Banks is in their hometown. Team Bad went over. Decent, 6 women's matchup. I mean, it's not like we ever seen it before, and I kind of see where you're coming from now. Same shit. Yeah. Pretty good promo by both teams. I'm liking how Nikki Bella, she got, under the skin of the Boston crowd wearing a New York Yankees hat, knowing, the Yankees and Boston doesn't get along. The Red Sox and Yankees or whatnot. And it's funny how she called Team Bad Team Ratchet. But yeah, it was your typical Divas matchup, as you guys was basically say. But I'm ready to see what they do with Sasha, so. Because Sasha did make Nikki Bella tap out 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. And I know Matt always mentions people don't watch SmackDown, but apparently people need to, because the reason why Kane got Dudley Death Drop tonight is because he attacked the Dudley Boys on SmackDown. So, and they mentioned it. So it's like things happen on there that people should focus on to it. It is what it is. Let's move on. We're going to get to NXT predictions in a minute. Kevin Owens went against Sin Cara and jobbed him, and that's when, and after he was gonna destroy. Huh?
Okay, so I found the comment commented by this person. So this person commented on it of the PWG 2015 Bola Aftermath, and she goes, "And wow, it's disgusting that you all try to justify domestic violence because it wasn't against a famous person, Charlotte in quotation. I really tried to give your podcast a chance, but you don't deserve it. Goodbye." What? Whenever did I justify domestic violence? What are you talking about? I don't know what this person's talking about. Is she talking about never ever have I ever tried to justify domestic violence? What is this person talking about?
I have no clue.
What is going on?
I have no clue. So let's just let that shit go.
What the fuck? I think Brand was a piece of shit. Well, all right. Whatever. Let's keep going.
Well, yeah, tonight, like I said, Kevin Owens, he went against Sin Cara, and basically, Sin Cara got jobbed out. And after the match, he was going to powerbomb Kalisto to the mat outside of the ring or whatnot. For those that know Kevin Owens' moveset, that's one of the moves that he does. And before you get to do it, Ryback's music hits, and he rushed from Ryback, basically. So it's looking Kevin Owens and Ryback. It hasn't been announced yet, but pretty sure they're going to get a rematch going on at Hell in a Cell. I don't know if you guys want to talk about how Ryback is notorious for reading his promos or this match, anything, before we move on?
Yeah, not much to really say.
Matthew?
I guess I'll just let you hate on Ryback for another day.
He's the worst. He's the fucking worst. The worst thing I've ever seen in WWE in a long time. Anyways, let's move on.
I wouldn't say that.
That goes to Adam Rose, Brad Maddox. There's much worse, man.
Hey, those guys aren't relevant. Those guys aren't relevant enough to even talk about.
Hey, don't be shitting on Brad Maddox. Come on.
You talking about Brad Maddox, the guy that was at PWG in the front row? Oh, that guy?
Brad Maddox is awesome, but I don't see. I'm glad that Kevin Owens took the title off of Ryback. It's weird to see where they're going to go with this because I don't think Ryback's taking the title back. Thank goodness. And like I said, I'm very interested in the Intercontinental Championship. Do you want to know why? Because it's on somebody that's very interesting. It's on a person that is good in the ring and is good on the microphone, and people actually really enjoy seeing, and you get invested in somebody like Kevin Owens. I see all the time a bunch of new fans, no matter if they're just casual fans of wrestling or if, they just watch WWE and they've never heard of Kevin Owens' work outside of WWE before he came here. Everybody has something positive to say. I'm not
that's not true. This is a guy that works for me, and he calls Kevin Owens a jobber. What a fucking bum.
Well, I'm talking about logical wrestling fans who know what they're talking about.
You tell that piece of garbage, I tell him that I said.
Yeah.
Sit in the corner?
I don't know. But I've seen so many people praise Kevin Owens, and he's interesting, and he's somebody, because, before we were talking about Neville and how badly he's being treated, I like to think that if Kevin Owens wasn't so good on the mic, he wouldn't be getting such a big push. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys think that it's because he has such a unique character and he's so good on the mic that he is getting this
and he's such a good heel. I mean, he plays a great heel. I don't give a shit if you have to run, but that's what heels do. Seth Rollins does the same shit. I mean, from what I've been watching when I was young, heels are always run for some reason. They always cheat. That's what they do. It's part of the job, you know. It's part of the job to make people hate you, and that's what he does well. And and since we're on the Kevin Owens subject, for those that watched the Madison Square Garden special, him and Chris Jericho had a great match. I don't know if you guys caught the special, but if you guys haven't, I suggest you guys check it out because it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, I saw it. It was a good match, good finish. Kept Jericho looking good, Owens looking strong as champion. I liked it. Yeah, Kevin Owens is somebody that has really adapted well. And to answer your question, Tom, yes, I really feel that Owens has gotten the push because of his TV character, because of his mic work. I think that's one of the only reasons why he's gotten this push. I know he's a fantastic in-ring worker, but I think in WWE you need promo skills to make it, and Kevin Owens has that.
Definitely. I can agree with you 20 times. He definitely has the mic work. He has the ring skill. He's a complete package. But yeah. Also tonight on Raw, Seth Rollins ended up teaming up with Corporate Kane, to go against the Dudley Boys. The match was like, well, whatever, to be honest with you, because Kane was, Corporate Kane was hurt still from, Seth Rollins hurt him 2 weeks ago. And I guess they told him to go back in the locker room or whatnot. So that's when the Dudley Boys kind of took advantage, and that's when they were about to put Seth Rollins through a table, and that's when somehow I guess Kane, the Demon Kane, came out, and before he got a chance to put his hands on Seth, he got 3D, and after that, that's I guess Seth was gonna walk over, but Seth came back in, and he was gonna, I don't know what move he was gonna do, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna do the pedigree, and Kane, of course, power bombs him to the table. So, and you got Kane and Seth Rollins for the WWE title at the Hell in a Cell is gonna happen. That's been booked tonight by Stephanie McMahon.
It was Seth trying to go off the top ropes, and Kane caught him and chokeslammed him through a table. No show bump.
Right. For some reason, I thought he was going to do the curb stomp. If he did that, I would have marked out. But it didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to see the curb stomp back again, maybe in the future. But I thought this match was okay. It keeps making sense what they're doing with Kane. He switches from Corporate Kane to Demon Kane. I think we all kind of saw it coming. And they're going to keep going with it. So this was fine.
Oh, it's about to die, I think, because Seth Rollins has to win. If Seth Rollins, loses, then Corporate Kane gets to stay. So Corporate Kane has to, die out once Seth Rollins wins, because the Corporate Kane duties are on the line for the WWE Championship also at the Hell in a Cell. Also, Nikki Bella, Charlotte, like we mentioned in this book. Dudley Boys, New Day for the WWE Tag Team titles. Let's talk about the New Day, shall we? Tonight Ziggler was gonna answer the open challenge, but the New Day jumped Ziggler, and Big E ended up taking the challenge. I thought Big E did a good performance with John Cena. Big E's been improving this whole year, as well as his partners. But the end of the show, where it looked like, the faces were going to go over, the New Day, they basically take over. When they're about to beat up Cena, Ziggler comes out, and Ziggler accidentally super kicks John Cena. It looked like we're going to have a feud over Nikki here, huh? And the Dudley Boys came out, because they're going to be going against the New Day for the tag titles, and they get, I don't want to say destroyed, but they basically don't come on top, and the New Day come on top, all three guys. They even do, Kofi does his finisher move, and they do the finisher move that they do with Big E, and I guess one of them goes on top, and it kind of does like DDT. What's Big E's finisher called? Hello?
I don't know.
I believe it's the big ending.
Yeah, I guess we're going to call it the DDT big ending. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it's called. I like the Big E Cena match. I actually thought that was going to happen last week instead of the Xavier Woods Cena match. But I thought the match was good. Big E, and that's the thing, is like, there's a way to make a good heel group like the New Day. Like, of course, Big E, his comedy stuff is hilarious, just like Xavier Woods and Kofi. But you can still make them look like serious competitors by putting them in matches like this. This made Big E look like a legitimate, threat to Cena's title. I didn't expect the ending. I did not expect New Day to just start kicking the shit out of everybody and then stand tall. But it's great. It's something
none of us
new.
did.
And that's something I mentioned last week, is that variety is so good. It's just, if you change things up from week to week, it's good. It keeps people invested. It keeps people interested in the product. I thought this was great. It was a great way to send off of a not-so-good
Put over
Raw.
the Young Boys, too.
Yeah, put over the heel group, put over these guys, because that's what they are. They're over as, the biggest heels in the company, and they're entertaining. People, week after week, we all praise them. Every other podcast out there praises them. There's so many people that are praising these guys' work, so hopefully it's being recognized, and this isn't just like a one-time thing. But,
did you guys see MVP's tweet after?
No, what he said?
He said, "New Day, I'm smiling right now." So he's getting the New Day's definitely getting support from their friends too out there that are right now not in the business wrestling right now. Or
MVP is smiling because it's a new day and he's not in TNA. That could be.
Don't even mention those guys.
Yeah, I was going to go with that and say that, but yeah, Tom beat me to it.
I mean, since we're kind of done with Raw, I thought I'd mention it quickly, because last night I was listening to The Law Radio. Shout out to the Canadian boys over there. And so they were reviewing Bound for Glory, because I didn't see it.
Don't do it.
I didn't see it, but listen, I want to just get your guys' thoughts, because I'm sure none of us watched the show.
Only
what was
one
your reaction when you saw that Matt Hardy was
I can't
world
believe
champion?
I have to say this and go out on record, but I wasted 3 hours last night watching Bound for Glory. I did it.
Jesus!
Yeah, that's how I felt watching the finish of that show. My God. The X Division match was really well done. The tag team really well done. Tag title match. Everything else just did not give a fuck for. The fact that you had guys dancing in a match where a world title match was on the line just made your world title look like a piece of shit. Fuck Muhammad Ali Shira or whatever the fuck his name is, that piece of shit jobber. That would be Muhammad Hassan in WWE if you ever fucking got a chance. Fuck bums, okay? That's it.
So basically saying the whole pay-per-view was
fucking bullshit!
I didn't say the whole pay-per-view. There was like 2 matches that were standoutish. I mean,
I don't give a damn.
Matt
but with Matt Hardy, you're a TNA champion. I don't even watch the product. That's
fucking bullshit!
Yeah, how
I
they
heard
not only EC3 but Galloway over. That's fucking just disgraceful, man.
Yeah, and I heard Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley had a pretty good match. Not really surprising. I mean, they're two good wrestlers. You put them in and you give them time, of course they're going to put on a good match.
Lashley?
Yeah.
No
Lashley,
love over here.
Oh, come on. You got to give Lashley some love. Listen, I know the guy is the stereotypical big, muscle-bound guy, but you know what? I've seen plenty good matches from him in TNA, which is surprising. He's put on some damn good matches in there. He has had some good matches with Eric Young. He's had some good matches with Kurt Angle. I mean, he's not freaking, I think, as talented as a guy like Galloway. Or Bobby Roode.
Doesn't he still follows us?
On Twitter?
Hey, I was about to say, if he still on Twitter.
Guys on Twitter? Aren't you guys like obligated to like them?
Hold on, maybe. Let me see. What's his Twitter? Bobby Lashley. Let me see if I'm on the right Twitter. If Bobby Lashley follows, I take it back. Wait, keep talking, guys.
Yeah, so, you know, and from what I've heard, you know, the X Division stuff was pretty good. I think one of the tweet of the nights goes to somebody I saw on Twitter. So Dixie Carter tweeted out that, like, Tigre Uno got injured and he still finished the match. And then somebody tweeted to Dixie Carter, are you going to pay his medical bills or something like that? I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, wow. He still follows us.
You look at that show, and you look at the tweets of people live tweeting it. The thing that I saw people praising the most was the guys that weren't even in the company. People were praising the hell out of Andrew Everett, who's not even in TNA.
Because he's that dude.
People were praising Trevor Lee, who's not even in the company. Because he's that fucking
dude. Come on, man.
Exactly,
Lee. Shout out to Trevor Lee, man.
Yeah, these guys are really talented, and you know, one guy I really, really feel sorry for is Bobby Roode. Like I said, you talk about the definition of a loyal guy. This is a loyal guy because everybody else has left. James Storm, gone. You know,
supposedly James Storm was he was in Nashville front row at NXT, supposedly.
Interesting. But
he denied it. He ended
up shooting that down. Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I didn't watch Bound for Glory, but just to hear that Matt Hardy won the title, and the only reason that TNA did it was because they were in North Carolina. Ridiculous that you have to put the title on somebody just because it's in their hometown. Like I said, yeah.
You know I'm done with this Bound for Glory talk shit. I'm sorry for being an asshole about it. Fuck TNA. Let's go to NXT.
Let's go.
Oh, I like how you agree with me. You're the fucking man for that, Tom.
I thought it was just something interesting. You know, it wasn't necessarily a positive thing, but I just wanted to.
All I'm gonna say is if TNA is such a pathetic company that they have to have a Hall of Fame induction ceremony on a fucking house show. Enough said. Let's move on.
Wow. I guess you can't make it in the Hall of Fame when you screw Brett, but anyway, that's another story for another day. Let's go ahead and share our predictions for NXT TakeOver Respect. Let's go ahead and start off with the first match. You got Tyler Breeze going against Apollo Crews. For those that know, Apollo Crews made his debut at the first TakeOver. So he's made a couple of appearances on NXT or whatnot. He had a good match with Johnny Gargano last week. The week before, he had a good match with Solomon Crow. It's just I'm ready to see him actually. Go ahead.
I hate to interrupt you before we go into this match, but we're talking about predictions for this show. I'm going to make one prediction. Saw a tweet a couple of days ago. I saw an Instagram picture a couple of days ago. Both saying the same thing from one man. Biff Busick, destruction is imminent. I'm predicting a Biff Busick debut on TakeOver.
I doubt it.
Do you think they would bring him in that quickly and not give him, because everybody else, like Hideo Itami, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Apollo Crews, they did WWE.com, stories about them. They haven't done anything about Biff Busick. Do you think they debuted him so quickly?
I think that's exactly why you debuted him quickly. And I honestly, I wouldn't put it past me to see a Cena debuted either. I know you have that new Japanese chick coming in. I'm not even going to try and pronounce names because I'm terrible at that shit. But
it's Kana.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Kana, Kane's daughter or something. I don't know. Kana is debuting, and I don't see Athena debuting. But I wouldn't put it past WWE to have both of those two, Athena and Busick, debuted. I think those are the two main signees out of those. I wouldn't be surprised to see Gargano and Ciampa on the show either.
Yeah, I'm with you on Gargano and Ciampa being on the show, but I don't know. I don't see Biff Busick on the show at all. That's just me. I would love to, but I think it's too quick, too fast. Like I said, we had this conversation the other day. Biff is one of the coolest dudes I know, one of the best wrestlers, in the independent scene, but I don't think his popularity is that, high for some NXT fans to know who he is. I think only some will, not all, I just don't think he's ready.
But you say that about Biff, but then you guys have guys like Gargano and Ciampa are kind of like the same deal, where you wouldn't expect a lot of people to know who they are.
Gargano is over in NXT. Ciampa is too. They both got. Exactly, as soon as they came in, people knew who they were. I just don't think Biff. I don't think Biff is ready.
I think Biff's ready. And Biff,
not for TakeOver.
Yeah, I think he's ready because he is a recognizable name. Because anybody that watches NXT most likely follows the Indies. How did people know who Kana was? Kana got a huge reaction. How did people know her? Because a lot of those fans watch a lot of different wrestling. So they know who she is. And even if you don't know who she is, you're in that NXT crowd, you're going to go along with everybody. You're going to be like, oh, you're going to ask questions. You're going to ask someone who knows. You're going to be like, who is she? Who's she? And they're going to tell you, and it's going to get them over. I think Biff's ready. He has, just don't turn him into a joke. All you have to do is make him a freaking psychopath, because he looks like one. Guy looks out of his mind, and he could just snap at any moment, and that's a good thing. It's something unique. It's something different. I think Biff's chances in NXT to do well are really high. I actually think Biff has a better chance of going farther than guys like Gargano and Ciampa, and that's nothing against Gargano and Ciampa, because all three of them are incredibly, incredibly talented, and they all deserve to be in WWE, and they all deserve to be making a shit ton of money. I just feel like Biff is somebody that you can push further with the WWE style than you can with Gargano or Ciampa.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I wouldn't complain, but I just don't see it happen and take over.
Yeah. But I think, the top three is going to the actual match, the Tyler Breeze Apollo Crews match. It should be good. Like I said, you put in two good guys. You give them enough time. They're going to put on a good match. It's just confusing me on what they're doing with Tyler Breeze. It seems like at one moment, they're going to push him, and then they kind of stop. And then they put him in a little feud for a little bit and then push him again, and then they stop him. It's kind of confusing on where they're taking Tyler Breeze.
Who you got taking this match?
I don't think Tyler Breeze wins. I think they're really going to be pushing Apollo Crews as one of the big guys in NXT. So I think Apollo Crews goes over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, but I would like to see Breeze win by cheating, and then they continue the feud.
I think Cruz goes over as well.
Interesting. Kind of going against Dana Brooke, and I'm pretty sure she'll have Emma on her corner.
I mean, you got to go with Asuka. You know, brand new. They're really hyping up her debut. So, no way Dana Brooke goes over. If Dana Brooke goes over...
What about Oscar on NXT?
Wow.
I said, Oscar sounds like how a Jamaican would say Oscar. But,
yeah, I'm gonna go to Oscar also. See for sure it's the win.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense for what has happened to see Dana Brooke win, but then again, they could do kind of an angle with Kenta, or kind of an angle with Oscar like they did with Kenta, where he kind of recruits somebody from wherever to come in and be her partner or whatever the case may be. I don't know, because there's a 2-on-1 situation, so I've been kind of thinking that's going to be the case, if anything.
I just see a 1-on-1 matchup. It looked like Emma didn't want to be a part of the whole situation last week on NXT. So
I don't think it's going to go the Hideo Itami route. I think Emma gets involved, but they're just going to make Hana look good. Asuka, they're going to make her look really good. Just kick the shit out of Emma too. I'm predicting that Asuka just kicks the ever-loving shit out of Dana Brooke, and then Emma tries to get involved, and then she just kicks the shit out of her, because that's what she does best. So, you know, gotta highlight the pros.
definitely. Next match, the first Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic semifinals. Baron Corbin and Rhino going against Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. My opinion, I feel like Rhino and Baron Corbin, they lose, and Chad Gable and Jason Jordan pull off an upset, and they win, and they go to the finals.
So
That's
what
me.
you're telling me, Skits, is you're ready, willing, and able?
I'm definitely willing and ready for Chad Gable and Jason Jordan to get that push.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think Jason Jordan and Chad Gable are. I'd say that overall they're the best tag team in NXT. And I know people are going to be like, well, what about Enzo and Cass? They're not as good in the ring as Gable and Jason Jordan are. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable they're both entertaining, and they're both great in the ring. You know, Enzo Amore is not really that great in the ring. He's really entertaining.
A lot of people the comparison to me and told me this, and I don't know if you guys are going to agree with this, but does it remind you guys of all of Monster Mafia?
Who?
Gable and Jordan.
No. They remind me of Shelton Benjamin and
But they didn't have that goofy character, like that goofy, weird aspect to them.
Not to me. To me, when I see them, they're more of Shelton Benjamin and what's the name?
Charlie Haas. Yeah, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Charlie Haas.
I think so too. I think so. I don't know. I see similarities kind of in both, but it's like you can't really compare it because, you know, they're kind of just different, you know. When you look at Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, and then you look at Chad Gable and Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, I would say, are more charismatic. You know, Chad Gable is so damn over. He's really charismatic. He's got his promos down. And that's what really hurt Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, is that they really weren't great promo cutters. But I think Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, they have all cylinders covered. I think they're the overall package. So I got to agree with Skitz. I think they move on. Something's probably going to happen with Baron Corbin and Rhino. They'll have a match.
I don't even see them getting it. I don't even see them getting into it. I just feel like one of the guys on the team, Gable and Jordan, they have that hot tag, and somehow they get that roll up and 1, 2, 3, and like after that, Rhino and Baron Corbin are like, what the fuck just happened? Like in a upset. But if you want to go to this next match with Dawson and Dash against Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, this where I see where Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, like somebody maybe runs into the other person or something like that, and when I say Joe gets pissed, and when Balor tries to go for the tag, he leaves him, and then I see the Mechanics winning, going to the finals, going against Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. A lot of folks say Finn Balor and Samoa Joe should go to finals. I say, why should they go to finals when these guys are singles wrestlers? When you got the Mechanics.
Disagree.
Hold on.
I'm going to disagree just for the fact of...
Let me explain why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you got the Mechanics, who are an actual tag team, as going to be a tag team after the Dusty Rhodes Classic, and you got Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, who's going to be a tag team after the Classic. Why put Finn Balor and Samoa Joe in the finals? We're not going to be a tag team after the Classic.
It's not really about that. It's the fact that this is the first takeover that hasn't had the NXT Championship on the line at the takeover. So they're going to want to push the Finn Balor Samoa Joe team as far as possible. So I think that's going to go to the finals, where Rhino and Baron Corbin lose in the semifinals.
I disagree. With last week on NXT, the Mechanics and Chad Gable and Jason Jordan have their altercation in the back. That was basically your setup for your finals right there.
Yeah, I'm going to say the finals are Gable and Jordan against Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Like Matt said, we don't have an NXT title match set up for the takeover, so having them in the finals is going to really. I
don't think you need it. I don't think you need it when you have Sasha Banks and Bayley holding it down. They're in your main event.
What are you going to do? You can't.
What do you mean?
You cannot have Finn Balor, the champion, not in a major match on the show. What are you going to do? You can't just give somebody a title shot.
This is not going to be a main event match. What I'm saying, this is not going to be a main event. The main event is the girls. So you have
but he wouldn't even be on the show.
What was that?
Like he wouldn't even be up close to the semi-main event.
Why does he have to go to even though he's a champ, but this is Samoa Joe turning his back on him before it happens. You're starting their feud right there. And you have two tag teams that are actually. You have two tag teams that are going to be a tag team after this whole Dusty Rhodes Classic that's actually going to fight to be number one contender for the tag team titles. This is about the tag. This NXT takeover is really about the tag team titles. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but you don't.
At the end of the day,
Finn Balor and Samoa Joe aren't
going to matter. Is it really going to matter if you lose to the NXT champion and the number one contender? Is that really going to make your tag team look bad? No. You're going to have the NXT champion, at least, like Tom said, in the semi-main event of the show.
I disagree. Big time.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't, for this tag team tournament, it doesn't matter if you're going to be a tag team after the fact. Because they had Gargano and Ciampa in here. Are they going to be a tag team after this? No. They were in singles matches after. So that doesn't
something
matter.
That my brother just brought up as well is the Mechanics beat the tag champs as well. They don't really even need to win this tournament. They can say they have a title shot off of that win.
I understand that too, but I still think you need to have the actual tag teams be the main thing about this whole tournament? Like,
I think right now, if you have Finn Balor and Samoa Joe in this tournament, they are a big priority over the Mechanics. Even though the Mechanics are going to be a tag team after the fact, no more people care about Finn Balor and Samoa Joe than the fact that the Mechanics are going to be a tag team after this tournament. People want to see these guys tagged, and that's the bigger match. What would be a bigger match, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Chad and Gable, or the Mechanics versus Chad and Gable? It's going to be Balor and Samoa Joe because they're the two biggest names.
I think the Mechanics versus Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, because that's an actual feud. They're really going to be feuding still.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
There's another big thing though to talk about outside of like who's going to advance and who's going to be in the finals and who's. When Cody and Dustin go to do the presentation of the winners of the tournament, are we going to see anything from them? Or are we going to see, like, oh, you guys have to beat us to win the tournament or something like that? Are we going to see any turn from Cody and Dustin and have them come back at all?
No.
I mean, there's a chance, but very unlikely.
Stardust is already established.
I think if you're going to do something like that, you wouldn't have Cody and Goldust attack the winners. You would have the winners attack Cody and Goldust, whoever the winners are. You would have them attack them, become huge heels, and then do a little feud. I think that's more likely. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think, that's more of a likely scenario.
If that's the case, then Gable and Jordan winning the tournament would be the best case scenario for that, I think.
Yeah,
I don't see Goldust getting back in the ring, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I don't know. My big thing is that I've been thinking about, isn't Hideo Itami supposed to be coming back soon? Isn't his injury almost fully healed?
Yep.
He's due back soon, and so is Sami Zayn. So.
Well,
I don't see Sami coming back to Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I thought Sami Zayn said he was out for the rest of 2015.
We've seen quicker things. I mean, we've heard Cena is supposed to be out for 9 months, and he shows up 3 months later. So.
Well, Sami Zayn doesn't rise above hate. Away.
So, like I said, I'm still going with what I said. I'm not changing my mind. Finals either Chad Gable, Jason Jordan against the Mechanics, and you can have Chad Gable, Jason Jordan win.
Yeah, right now I'm going to say finals are Gable and Jordan versus Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, and Gable and Jordan win.
Yeah, I'm ready, willing, and Gable. I want to see those two win.
In the main event, Bayley versus Sasha Banks, 30-minute Iron Man match. How many for Sasha? How many for Bayley?
I think Bayley retains. I'll say that. I think it comes down to 3-2 Bayley, and Bayley retains.
I think it's pretty obvious that Bayley retains because, yeah, they're actually kind of using Sasha Banks now, so good for them. But, yeah, Bayley retaining score-wise, I'll go, it's only 30 minutes, so you can't really do that many falls. I'll go, Tom's kind of around the right idea, 3-2 or 2-1.
I'm going to go 3-2 Bayley. I was going to say 4-3, but I think 3-2 sounds better. So that's what's going down at NXT.
I think one of the bigger questions is, do you guys think, because obviously the first match between Bayley and Sasha Banks at the last TakeOver was a really great match, do you think this one's going to be better? Do you think it's going to be on par? Or do you think it's going to be
I think it's
below?
top it.
Does Sasha Banks break her neck off another reverse Rana?
I think they could top it.
I think
Sasha wants to be the best female wrestler on the roster. She's a wrestler. She's not one of those girly girl wrestlers. She's a fucking wrestler. She's going to go out there and put on a wrestling match. Bayley's a wrestler too. They're going to put on a wrestling match. That's what they're going to do.
I think of Bayley because obviously the last TakeOver where they had their match, like Matt said, she busted out the reverse Rana, signature Kota Ibushi move. She should take another move out of Kota Ibushi's book and do the double moonsault where Kota Ibushi does the moonsault, he lands, and then he does another moonsault off of the ring mat. If she does that, that match is going to be better than the first one already. If she does that, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they pace this. 30 minutes is a long time for any match. So it's going to be interesting to see, like I said, how they pace this thing. It's going to be interesting to see how they do the different falls or submissions. I'm interested, very interested. But I'm looking at this whole card, and I could say that this is going to be, besides the Bayley Sasha Banks match, this is going to be one of the weaker TakeOver specials. There's really
it's more of a tag team thing.
Yeah. Like the tag team thing, it's going to be good. And Apollo Crews and Tyler Breeze can be good. And Sin Cara debuted it's going to be fun. I don't expect it to be a really good match, but it's just going to be fun to see. This is going to be one of the weaker overall shows. I could be wrong. We'll see on Thursday's show what we think about it. I think the bigger show is going to be the TakeOver that's going to be in London in December. I think they're going to really stack up the card for that one.
Yeah, I can see that. Real quick, I want to move on. Shout out to everybody that's going to be watching NXT Wednesday. I would not be. I am working. So hope you guys enjoy. Daniel Bryan. I guess he had an interview. And I guess WWE is going to send one more doctor to basically, see what they want to do with him. And he said, if not, he has no problem in coming back to the Indies. And if he comes back to the Independents, you'll see him making a lot of money off of T-shirts, just like the Young Bucks. And just imagine the people that they could pair him up with.
Him versus Zack Sabre Jr. Holy shit!
Him and Ricochet, him O'Reilly. Yeah, I can just picture the matches already. It could
now
be fun.
The question is, in the interview he said he would either go back to the Indies or he would retire altogether. So it's not a given that he would go back to the Indies.
From what I saw, him and John Cena had a conversation, surprisingly, and John said, "Would you go back?" He said, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah, he also said he would consider retiring. It's just all up to how he feels and what he wants to do. So it's 50-50. I don't think it's either he's going to straight up retire and say, I'm done with this, or he'll go back to the Indies. And that's, like I said, it's all going to depend on what the
if he is going to retire, I could see him doing like a final tour.
Yeah. And the WWE, WWE probably really, really wants to bring him back because he's a big money draw. He sells a lot of merch. He's a big name. So they probably
they're scared.
Yeah, they're scared shitless because of this guy's, his track record as far as injuries. And, WWE's reputation with injuries in the past and it leading it to, brain damage and all these concussions and all these different lists of injuries that leads, over the years to pill addiction and all this different stuff, and them getting sued.
It's crazy.
they're going to be so careful about Daniel Bryan. And like I said, because he's a big name too, they're going to be so super careful. They want to be 100% sure. And Daniel Bryan.
You know what Daniel Bryan reminds me of? This is a whole different sport I'm going to bring up. He reminds me of Kobe Bryant right now. Like he's good, and the team is getting very careful with him. They don't want to make the wrong decision. Like I think the Lakers made a bad decision by having Kobe come back early last year, and he got hurt again. And now he's coming back. Let's see what happens this year. I know it's a whole different sport, people, but it kind of reminds me of it a little bit. So let's see what happens with Daniel. Hopefully he comes back soon. I'm just hoping to see him soon, by next year.
Yeah. Speaking
of next year.
I was going to say, speaking of injuries, what did you guys think about the whole thing going on over the weekend about Carmella being injured in her match against Eva Marie? Because I saw a lot of people jumping to conclusions really quick about Eva Marie hurting Carmella.
I don't know what to say, to be honest with you.
I don't know the full story because it was...
Yeah, that's why I don't want to really super get into it. But I know a lot of folks shit on Eva Marie for, I guess, her botches or whatnot. It could have been it could have been Eva Marie's fault. It could have been Carmella's fault because Carmella's really not that great of a wrestler herself, to be honest with you. So
they're both still pretty green, but I think that happened at the Saturday NXT show, and at the Sunday NXT show, Eva Marie faced Alexa Bliss, and the fans were chanting, "Please don't hurt her," at Eva Marie. I mean that's kind of brutal. Like I don't think Eva Marie purposely injured her. Obviously, like I said, I don't think.
I heard some please retire chants too happen.
Yeah, I mean, how could she not expect this coming? How did nobody see this coming? That people were going to shit on Eva Marie.
Maybe it's not for her, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Carmella comes back with speedy recovery because. She's gorgeous. You know what? Yeah. You're actually making me want to change my Avi to me and Carmella now. Just till she comes back.
And Carmella has been getting better. When she first aligned herself with Enzo and Cass, I really wasn't, sold on her. I thought her character was really annoying. She was getting booed. But as time went on, I really began to get into the character. I think she portrays it really well. She's, I think, much less of an annoying face. Like when she first joined them, it's more natural now. Like I said, obviously she's still really green, but that's what developmental's for. And I saw some improvement in her. It was very little, but it's still improvement. But hopefully this doesn't, take her off track because she could become a good diva with some training. Like I said, you have Sarah Del Rey training you. She could train anybody, I think, to become a good wrestler. She could train, a broomstick to become a good wrestler.
Yeah. Hopefully she has a speedy recovery and returns. WrestleMania tickets go on sale November 6th, I believe. I have a couple friends that's going to WrestleMania. I was thinking about going, but I'm going to just wait till SummerSlam, and I'll be in New York City out there with you.
Yeah. Dodgers and Yankees, right?
I'm coming out there for that and SummerSlam.
Let's do it. I'll go.
Tom's not ready.
You let me go.
Tom's not with to go to the
Yankee game.
I plan on going to NXT and fucking SummerSlam. I know Matt said he'll believe it when he sees it, but he's going to believe it, damn it. Matt's not even around, so fucking bastard.
Well, I'm here. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll stick to that.
Only reason why he said that because I said that to him about PWG. Only reason why he said it. But yeah. I think this past weekend, Rev Pro UK had a show with New Japan. You have people like ACH on the card, Kyle O'Reilly, Kushida, Jimmy Havoc, AJ Styles, Marty Scurll, Will Ospreay, Okada, Tanahashi, all up on the card. Like, I actually have the show, and I'm gonna watch it later. I believe Naito was on the show too. I'm gonna check it out later. I heard a lot of good things about it. So, for all those wrestling fans out there, I really think you should go check it out. Beyond Wrestling, they now have their on-demand service, which is pretty dope. You want to watch any of their shows that they have up right now, go check it out. I don't know. Have you checked it out yet, Tom?
I haven't yet. I'm really interested in checking it out. 14-day free trial for anybody that signs up. And yeah, posting all different types of stuff. I have a couple of, Beyond DVDs and MP4s. Great shows.
They actually have the Biff Music farewell speeches up there now.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard some things from people who attended that show. Definitely, sad to see Biff go because he was one of the main guys in Beyond, and that's really where he cut his teeth and kind of became, the star that he's going to be today. So I'm looking forward to it. There's so much. Like, we talk about it every week, but you have Beyond Wrestling, you have Smash Wrestling, you have AIW, AAW, Progress Wrestling, New Japan World. There's so many streaming services available. My question to you guys is, with all these different streaming services come out, do we see more people signing up for these streaming services, or do we still see people buying the DVDs and MP4s? What do you guys think?
Both. Because there's some people that probably don't want to pay monthly.
Matt, what do you think about this whole thing? Because obviously, you're very close to Smash Wrestling, but also you work with companies like Alpha One that don't have a streaming services and rely on DVDs to make money.
I don't know. I think if you have your thing, you stick to it. I think Smash is doing very good with their on-demand service. I think they've gotten some great exposure out of it. But I also think a platform like SmartMart Video isn't a bad thing either. I think they've done a lot of good work too. So whatever way people want to go about things, I think is a good thing for independent wrestling. As long as the growth continues, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm definitely with that. What was the last Beyond show?
It was
Powder Keg.
GRRR. Oh, no. Yeah, it was GRRR and Powder Keg.
Do you think, I'm not sure, do you know if it's added?
I believe it is.
They're not going to put, from what I've read, they're not putting rough copies up on Beyond Demand, so you have to wait till the 720 HD copies out, like all edited and whatnot, and then they'll put it up on the Beyond Demand. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but it's definitely going to be interesting to see, where this goes. Like I said, a lot of companies still rely on DVD sales, and even the companies with the streaming services, they probably still rely on MP4s and DVD sales. You can't solely depend on the streaming service. So it's going to be interesting to see, but, it's more availability to new people and people currently watching. So I think it's a positive thing all around.
Yeah, from what I'm looking at right now, Beyond, their latest show that they added is probably the newest, is Biff Music versus Eddie Edwards. That was at Americana 14. Nothing really new up there. Like the newest. I'm looking right now. That Point of No Return. That was in 2013. Yeah, the only 2015 show I see right here is The Real Thing. That was in May. We'll have to look more into it. But, Progress Wrestling. My fucking guys. Be sure to check out their on-demand service. They have lots of great wrestlers coming out of their promotion, like Will Ospreay. They got Jimmy Havoc, probably the top heel in professional wrestling that's very underrated. I think folks should need to pay attention to Jimmy Havoc because he is such a good heel, and he's not being talked about. He won't be talked about at the end of the year. A lot of folks won't be mentioning his name, but his name must be mentioned with some other heels that we're more familiar with, like a Seth Rollins. Also, New Japan Pro Wrestling, another on-demand service. Check out their on-demand service. You can find matches with guys like with AJ Styles, Red Dragon, the Young Bucks, Bullet Club. You got Ishii, Goto. The list goes on. Kota Ibushi, Tanahashi, Okada.
Yeah, they actually, New Japan World, I believe, has a free trial going on from technically today on the East Coast, October 6th until October 11th, if you want to check it out. Free trial. If you want to cancel, you cancel after that. But why would you want to? Because big event on Sunday, King of Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure King of Pro Wrestling, me, myself, if Oscar makes it back, and Tom, will be covering that, talking about more about that show that's going to be going down. I'll be looking forward to that. I believe the main event is AJ Styles versus Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
And these guys have been in a long feud over there at New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. If I'm also not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere on Twitter that there will be English commentary for this. I'm not 100% sure, but I did remember reading something about it. I'll look more into it and update it on Thursday's show because, like I said, the event's going to be, so it actually...
Isn't Matt Sydal on this card too?
Yeah, Matt Sydal is going against Kenny Omega for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. So, as I'm reading correctly...
Red Dragon, they're going against...
Roppongi Vice.
Yeah, I didn't want to say the wrong name. That's why I was waiting for you.
So it's going to be on New Japan World, and it's going to have English commentary from Kevin Kelly and Matt Stryker. So they're going to be doing English commentary, and it's going to be the first ever event to feature English commentary in New Japan World. As we can remember, Wrestle Kingdom 9 did have English commentary, but that was on regular pay-per-view. So I'm very interested. We'll talk about this more on Thursday, but Kevin Kelly and Matt Stryker, that's going to be an interesting combination.
As much as I love listening to English commentary, I might fuck around and just listen to the Japanese guys go nuts.
Yeah. Like, maybe because I watch New Japan more, and I'm kind of used to the Japanese commentary now, so it doesn't bother me. But it's good that they're doing this, because the main complaint of people...
Yeah, like folks like Matt, it'll work out for guys like him. Yeah.
So, so like I said, we'll probably talk about the full card Thursday. It's a big card.
Also Thursday, since we're talking about Thursday, Thunder Rosa will be on the show. For those that aren't familiar with Thunder Rosa, she will be in the Stardom event later on in October, late October. So we'll be talking to her about that. And also Joey Chaos will be on here on the show to talk about his matchup at Santino Bros' big event next weekend against Brian Kendrick. That show is going to be crazy. I'm pissed off I won't be there because I'll be at the playoffs. But I think I'd rather be at the playoffs because my Dodgers, we need to get W's. So, but shout out to Oscar for not coming on the show at all. Fuck your phone. It's time for you to upgrade and get iPhone 6 or 6S and give her that 5.
Team Android.
Fuck Android.
Fuck iPhone. Fuck Apple.
Fuck you. Shout out to my girl Lindsay. If you don't know who Lindsay is, you guys need to follow her. She is a family. She is a family member of WH. She always retweeting shit, and she's a great writer. So be sure to show her some love. I believe her handle is Miss Lindsay Star. So follow her, Miss Lindsay Star. That's with 2 R's. Follow her up.
Yeah.
And
speaking of
follow Oscar.
Well, if you follow Oscar, his phone's gonna crap out on you. So I don't know about that. I'm just kidding. But speaking of putting people over, we were talking about this before we went on the air. Big match happened over the weekend, and our own Matthew Grant was in attendance to see Rey Mysterio versus PJ Black versus Ricochet for Destiny Wrestling up in Canada. Matt, talk to us about the huge triple threat match that people all over Twitter are talking about.
Holy fuck, man. Not only was I in attendance, it's no secret WWP is the official commentary team for Destiny, so I had the distinct pleasure of calling that match, and fuck, man. Words can't do it justice. I hope my commentary did it justice, man, because that fucking match was absolutely insane. You had a man who's a former WCW World Cruiserweight Champion, Tag Team Champion, WWE and World Heavyweight Champion Rey Mysterio. He had a former TNA King of the Mountain Champion, former Tag Team Champion, current TNA and Global Force star, and PJ Black, formerly known as Justin Gabriel. And then you had a man who's just been tearing up the independent scene, won multiple tournaments, a star in Lucha Underground as Prince Puma, Ricochet. It was an unbelievable triple threat match at the Don Call-Off Arena Saturday night in Mississauga, Ontario, man. Pleasure working with Destiny, man. That No Limit show was unbelievable. That triple threat, man, was just ridiculous. That Hurricane spot that everybody's been talking about, that's been GIF'd and fucking Vined and retweeted and Instagrammed and all that shit all over the place. That was probably one of the most insane spots I've ever seen. That was the setup to the finish, obviously, with Rey Mysterio picking up the victory and becoming the new Destiny World Wrestling Champion. I don't know where we go with Destiny from here, but December the 6th, Destiny returns with Ken Anderson and Dalton Castle, plus much more. So stay tuned to that Destiny Wrestler, DestinyWorldWrestling.com for more information, man. I love that promotion very, very much. Iceman's got a good thing going.
That was nuts. That Hurricane Run spot, you know, I told you this before we got on air, and everybody was talking about it. I saw all the GIFs. And somebody's like, you got to watch this. And I'm like, okay, it's another spot. You know, I've seen every spot in the book so far, but holy shit, that was nuts. That was nuts. I also thought it was hilarious, thanks to your periscoping. I was watching back some of the things, and people were chanting at Ray, you still got it, and then I heard some other people saying, never lost it. I thought that was a good touch. So, It also looked like it looked like it was a pretty good crowd there at Destiny Wrestling. It looked like a decent sized crowd for a promotion many people may not have heard of. It definitely put them on the map.
Just under a year old, man. Actually, this December show coming up is their year anniversary running as a promotion. A lot of things accomplished in the year. A lot of big stars brought in. Kevin Nash, Booker T, Cole Cabana, just to name a few. A lot of things in the future for Destiny World Wrestling too, man. I'm just in the loop a tad bit, but from what I'm being told, man, just the small things I'm being told, Destiny World Wrestling has a lot of things coming up in 2016. So stay tuned to the promotion. I'd be ashamed if I didn't put over Smash Wrestling, Alpha One Wrestling as well. Those two promotions got a lot of good things coming up. Smash On Demand, Smart Mark Videos, where you can check those two promotions out. Destiny, I know they're working hard on getting some VODs and DVDs out for their shows featuring our commentary, so stay tuned for those. They'll be coming out very, very soon.
Yep, shout out to all the folks that want to take pictures with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yikes.
I know Oscar's away, you know why? Because Santino just posted something, right? And he liked it. Fuck out of here, bro. That way to skip a show.
What a guy.
Anyway.
What a guy. Let's stop burying the man who lost our seats at Bola, or lost my seats, I should say, at Bola. Anyways.
But question is, who took your seats?
Some random chicks. I don't even know who they were. I wasn't going to be an asshole and
But
ask
what
chicks to leave
was
my
Oscar
seats,
doing? What was Oscar doing that made you lose
he was
the seats?
smacking. Well, he was smacking and, yeah, well, let's not even get into that, man.
I'm over here.
I know. Fuck off. Stop trying to get me to bury the man. Cheap plug. You can check out youtube.com/Weekly Wrestling Podcast. I know it's been a few weeks since I've been on the show. I had Too Cold Scorpio on the show at C4 Wrestling a couple of weeks ago. Had Ricochet back on the show at Destiny Wrestling on Saturday night. I got a few big interviews coming up. Going to probably be having Dalton Castle and the Kingdom on the show come Smash Wrestling. A few other ones. I may be attending AEW this weekend, so who knows on that one. Just keep it tuned to there. And I'm going to be stepping up, doing some, let's call it a interview spectacular thing coming every single week here on the Elite Podcast Network. Wrestle Chat will return as well. I'm going to be talking with Tom and a couple of other people on getting that back on track as finally getting things back rolling here in real life scenario. So we're going to get the Wrestle Chat going here on the Elite Podcast Network.
I heard a rumor.
Again, so stay tuned for that.
I heard a rumor. I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal it, but I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor somebody may be returning to Weekly Wrestling Podcast.
And who may that be?
His name is David.
Yes, there is a rumor that Weekly Wrestling Podcast may be returning to its original concept of actually being a weekly wrestling podcast where me and David record. We now live in the same household, so that is a possibility. We will see on that, so stay tuned. But Wrestle Chat is something I'm looking to bring back, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the interview spectacular. One guest I can confirm is Alexia Nicole. She's a newer talent around the Ontario independent wrestling scene. She's kind of branched out to AAW and AIW over the past little while. So we're going to be talking to her about her career and much more. Been about a year or so since we've had her on the show, so a lot going on for her. She's seen her former partner Jasmine go to the WWE, a lot more with that going as well. So stay tuned for that interview and a couple more on the interview spectacular. Probably going to be released, I'm going to say Saturday or Sunday. I'm not too sure what's going to go on for that. So just stay tuned for that one at Weekly WWE Podcast. That's where I'm going to leave that. I'm going to stop plugging on your show and let you guys get to the plugs.
It's cool. Weekly Wrestling Podcast is family here on the Elite Podcast Network, so it is what it is. We always fucking plug on each other's shit. Like I said, Thunder Rosa this Thursday talking some Stardom USA, and some more matches that she's got popping out here in the SoCal area. Joey Chaos, again, talking some Santino Bros with him, what he's got planned for Santino's, the dojo period, and some good stuff like that. Thursday, be on the lookout, people on Twitter. We'll have the times, the banners up later on, maybe tonight on Twitter, or maybe tomorrow, hopefully tonight. Again, you can subscribe on Twitter, youtube.com/WrestlingHeads. Also, we are on Twitter at Wrestling Heads. I am WH Skits on Twitter. You can follow me on there. We're on Periscope, Wrestling Heads, Instagram, Wrestling Heads. I'm on Periscope, WH Skits. You want to email us, WrestlingHeads@gmail.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingHeads. That's all I got.
And you can follow me on Twitter at @ToTweetMe. Pretty sure my Periscope's the same thing. Follow me on there. Be sure to follow you back. As I said, I'm trying to get back into tweeting, get into Periscoping. I always say I'm going to, but I'm trying. Like I said, I'll probably be live tweeting the New Japan show this Sunday. I'll be up bright and early for that one, the big show. So I'll be live tweeting that. And make sure.
I hope you're not gonna be on Periscope having an open discussion.
I don't know. Who's up at 3 or 4 in the morning? Are you gonna be up?
No, I'm just joking. It was a shoot at somebody, but I thought Matt would get it, but he didn't get it.
I got it. I know what you're talking about. But
I got one more quick plug though. Brand new merch, WWP merch coming out next week. Since we've been waiting 2 months to get shirts that we're probably never going to get from bums, we went and got shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees, and we're going to have 2 brand new T-shirts: the World Tour shirts we released, and the Rad 2-year anniversary shirts that we were going to get printed, but are going to get printed now. So, if you guys are interested in those T-shirts, we will have them available at shows beginning next week at Smash Wrestling. So stay tuned.
Those 2 T-shirt designs aren't going to be up on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Only show exclusives for right now, so that's the only way to get them, folks.
Well, then, how are me and Skid supposed to get them?
Hit his metal dust.
I was with Skits, the entire bowl of the weekend, and the motherfucker didn't give me a fucking WH T-shirt, so the bum doesn't get a WWP T-shirt.
I'm going to get one, and I didn't think about it. My bad, buddy.
You were handing out everybody else T-shirts. Bruh, where's the button when I need it?
My bad, brother. I got you. One more thing before we get off.
I'm done burying everybody.
Hashtag EPN. Hashtag we are elite. We are still elite, damn it. I know we haven't seen the hashtags lately, but they about to come back, damn it. I guarantee you that. Follow us on Twitter, Elite Podcast Net. That is the Twitter. And, yeah. And so Thursday, Wrestling Heads will be back. But listen to the Indie Power Rankings tomorrow. And, yeah. Peace.